Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So anyone on this call, have you memorized the first sloka of Bhagavatam? Can anyone recite? Okay, can anyone recite seeing the slok? If I share my screen, let me share that. And then if someone could try, let me know when you see my screen, okay?
Yes, we can, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, please. Try.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratas Charteshvabhigna Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Moyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trishargo Mrisha Damna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi.
Perfect. Thank you, Gita Prabhu.
Thanks.
Anyone else? No one can? Okay, fine. So pay attention, and then probably in the next class you can try this once you have some time, okay? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadasya yatonvayati taratas Charteshvabhigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Damna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Janmadasya yatonvayati taratas Charteshvabhigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Another way to sing this is Janmadasya yatonvayati taratas Charteshvabhigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Damna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So once Vedas Prabhu shares the recording, you can maybe listen to the different rhythm in which this can be sung, and then you can memorize and sing. Isn't it beautiful? the first shloka of Bhagavatam. So there are many such shlokas. Okay, Gedar Prabhu, can you call Ankur Prabhu if he has not joined already? Maybe he missed. I forgot sending him the link.
Yes, Swami, he is here.
He's here? Okay, perfect. Fine. So let's start today's session. Welcome everyone. And then we are still trying to understand the purports by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Can anyone tell who is he? I mean, who is he the expansion of? We discussed this in the first purport.
Jeev Goswami?
No.
Roop Goswami?
Yes, you guessed right. Okay, fine. So he is a expansion of Srila Roop Goswami. So let's try to understand. So far we have some basic idea of this verse, but now today it is going to be really interesting because today there will be less philosophy and more pastimes. Though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that we should not become lazy when it comes to philosophy. We must understand the philosophy as well. But today, lucky for all of us, it's more to do with the pastimes. So let's understand this particular verse. Janmadasya tonvayati taratas. Let's understand this. Janmadasya yatonvayat itaratas. So there were two sets of people who were praying. They were doing penances. One set was Prishni and Sutapa, and the second set of couple were Drona and Dhara. Prishni and Sutapa, they meditated for thousands and thousands of years. They did their sacrifice penance. And Lord Vishnu appeared and asked, "What do you want?" So they desired, "We want a child like you." And on the other hand, Drona and Dhara, they also did similar penance, tapasya. And Lord Vishnu came. And Drona and Dhara asked, "We want you as our child." So there was a very slight difference. The first couple had asked, "We want a child like you." And the second couple had asked, "We want you as our child." So the first couple, they go on to become Vasudeva and Devaki. Who were they? Prishni and Sutapa. And the second set, that is Drona and Dhara, they go on to become Nanda Baba and Mother Yashoda. To Devaki and Vasudeva, everyone knows this. It's quite common that Lord appeared from the womb of Mother Devaki. And then as he appears, he shows his Chaturbhuj, four-handed form to Devaki and Vasudeva. So this was Narayan Tattva. The four-handed form is Narayan Tattva because they wanted a child like Vishnu. There is no difference between Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna and Lord Ram. These are not three different people, three different personalities. They are one personality. It's just they have different mood, ras. So based on that, they appear differently, but they are one person. So Lord Narayan appeared as the son of Mother Devaki as Chaturbhuj form. And to Krishna and to Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, was born. Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, Verse 1 says, Nandastu Atmaj Utpanne Jatahalad Mahamana Ahuve Pran Vedagyan Snata Shuchidalam Krita. So it says, Nanda Tva Atmaj, meaning that this child was born Utpanne. Nandastva Atmaj Utpanne. He was born from Nanda. So the story is, or what people understand, is that Lord Krishna, he was born from Mother Devaki, and then he goes to Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maiya. Yes, that is true. But the secret, because Lord Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam. My birth and my pastime, they are divya, they are transcendental. They are not ordinary. So this is the secret of the birth of Lord Krishna, that he was simultaneously born in both the places. Moving on. So Janma Adi, Janma Dasya Yaton. So he takes his birth like this. Itaratascha. It means who took birth from Vasudev and then left for Nand Maharaj's home. How do we understand this? So in our initial class, we had understood these two words, Anvay and Itara. So whatever Anvay says, Itara will not negate, but it will be opposite or different, isn't it? This we had already discussed. So Anvay says that he took birth from Vasudeva and Devaki. So Itara says, though he took birth from them, but he went to a completely different house. So he was born in the house of Vasudeva and Devaki, and then he goes to a different house of Nanda Baba and Yashoda. Interesting, isn't it? Why did he do that? Artheshu abhigya janma adasya yaton vayati taratas chartheshva abhigya swarat. Chartheshva abhigya swarat. So it means Krishna knew how to deceit or fool Kansa. Kansa thought that the eighth child would be the cause of his death, isn't it? So for this you must know the backstory. When Vasudeva and Devaki, they were married, Kans was very affectionate towards Devaki, and then he was driving the chariot, and all of a sudden there was an Akashvani, a transcendental sound from the sky that said, "You fool, you are carrying the lady whose son is going to be the cause of your very death." And then he showed his true colors of demonic nature, and then he tried to kill Devaki then and there. But Vasudeva persuaded him, saying that don't worry, I promise you, you should not fear from Devaki. She is your sister, baby sister. But the voice said that the eighth child is going to kill you, isn't it? So I promise I'll personally come and deliver those eight child to you. And you are free to do whatever you want to do with the children. But please spare my wife. Moreover, she is getting married today. She was just married. If you kill her, what will people say? That look at this person who killed his own sister at the day she got married. So Kans was very much influenced by Vasudeva. Vasudeva was a man of his words. He never spoke any lies. So Kans said, if he's saying something, he is telling the truth. So I won't kill my sister, but yeah, you better keep your promise. Now, this is the backstory. There is more to the story. When we go to the 10th canto, we are going to understand this in detail. So that is the story of the eighth child, that the eighth child is going to be the killer of Kans. Now, Krishna, why did he move from Vasudeva to Nand Baba's house? To deceive Kans. How did he deceive Kans? On the eighth child, when he goes to Gokul, at here there is a birth of Yogamaya, that is Durga Devi. And Durga Devi was the east of Kans. So Kans was completely bewildered, fooled, illusioned, deceived. He thought, wait a minute. The Akashvani said, Akashvani means the transcendental sound. So it said that the eighth child would be a boy. But here I see it's a girl. So the thing is that even the demigods lie. So this is what he's being illusioned now, fooled. And moreover, this girl, she said to Kans that your Kal, the cause of your death, already born. She did not tell where. It was just few villages from that vicinity. Gokul was very near to Mathura. She did not say where. She just said that he has already been born. And then Kans, he had to apologize because he was trying to kill the child, but he got to know that, oh, she is my Devi. How can I do this heinous act? So he apologizes to her. But Vasudeva had completely no idea about this. So this is the meaning of Artheshu Abhigya. Abhigya means cognizant. He knows. What did Krishna knew? How to defeat Kams. And the second meaning is that Krishna knew that the Brajvasis, inhabitants of Gokul and Vrindavan Dham, they are pure devotees. And he goes there to perform Madhurya Leela, pastimes. As a hungry person does not need any invitation for a feast. If there is a feast and if we are hungry, it's no one needs to invite us. We will go and we will start eating, isn't it? So similarly, Krishna is always hungry for the love of his pure devotees. And as soon as Krishna was born, without any invitation, he immediately left for Gokul from Mathura, because Nanda Baba and Mother Yashoda were his pure devotees, and everyone surrounding there was pure devotee of Lord Krishna. Now, if someone argues, was Krishna afraid of Kamsa? Is that the reason that he fled from Mathura to Gokul? So the answer is no. So the next word is Swarat. Swarat means he is independent. In Hindi it is Apne Man Ka Malik, meaning he is free to do whatever he desires. So he went to Vraj, Gokul, to exchange the sweet pastimes with his devotees. He is completely independent. Krishna killed Putana when he was only 6 days old. He killed so many demons. So if he could kill all these demons without a single weapon, couldn't he kill Kans? So to think that he was afraid of Kans and he left because of the fear, it's not justified here. He left only to exchange the sweet, loving relationship with his parents, with his friends, with Radharani. Okay? So this is the childhood pastimes. Now let's move. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyantiyat Suraya. What does this mean? That there was a python by the name Aghasur. Aghasur was the brother of Putana and Bakasur. These are all demonic family. So first Putana comes and Krishna killed her. Then after that Bakasur came, Krishna killed him as well. So the younger brother Aghasur thought that he has killed both my siblings. Now I am going to kill him. And this Aghasur was really dangerous. He was a python, Ajgar. So he goes and everyone was scared. Even Lord Brahma and everyone was very scared of this Aghasur. But all of a sudden, Brahmaji got the news that some person, a baby, whose name is Krishna, he has killed Aghasur. And he couldn't believe his ears. Really? You are saying the person, a demon who was, disturbing all of us, he has been killed, that too by a small child. Everyone said, yes, go have a look yourself. So he goes. And then everyone said, indeed, he is the supreme person, this baby, this Krishna. But he thought that, okay, let's test Krishna. So he goes and he sees that Krishna, along with all his childhood friends, they are sitting in the forest of Vrindavan and they have each other's lunchbox open. And one person, he has this dahi bhat, meaning curd rice, yogurt rice. And he eats and he says, oh, it's really tasty. My mother made it. So Krishna, he snatches it from his hand and then he is eating. And sometimes he would snatch it from the mouth and he would eat. So Lord Brahma got illusion. He said, how is this God? It cannot be, because he had the conception of Vishnu. Vishnu is in Aishwarya Bhav. That God must be revered. There would be a long queue of all the demigods, Lord Shiva, Indra, and everyone. They are standing in the queue to take darshan of Lord Vishnu. And so he had this idea of God. But this is the first time that he had seen that. And then he was not ready to accept that this person, this child could be a God. So at that time, there were only calves and the Gopsakhas. So Krishna then at that day, and second thing was that day was the Avirbhav or the birthday of Lord Balram. So Lord Balram, he was not present on this scene. Lord Krishna then he goes, and at that particular time, what Lord Brahma does is he kidnaps all the calves. He kidnaps the calves. Calves are the children of the child of the cows. Now the Gopsakhas, they start crying that where are the calves? We lost the calves. And then Lord Krishna comes back. What happened? And then they say that, oh, this is what has happened. Now, then Lord Krishna also goes alone finding all the calves, and Lord Brahma then thinks that let me take it a notch higher. And then he kidnaps all the Gopsakhas as well. He kidnaps both the calves and the Gopsakhas. Gopsakhas are the childhood friend of Krishna. Now, Lord Krishna, with his power, gets to know that this has been done by Lord Brahma. So this point we had discussed before, that Krishna, by his own power, forgets that he is God. He knows that he is Krishna, but he forgets that he is God. But now this is inconceivable, power of Krishna. Whenever he wants to remember, he will remember. It's not that now his memory is erased, data is erased, so he will never know that he is God. No. He at the same time knows and doesn't know for the sake of Leela. So he switched his God hat on, and then he gets to know that it's Brahma who is testing me. So he says, okay, fine. Brahma goes to his Brahmalok, and then Lord Brahma also thinks for a while and he meditates. Now he has his doubts, his suspicions that there is a possibility that he can be God. So what he does is he thinks that let me go again and reconfirm whether he is just an ordinary child or God. Brahma comes back, and this time what he sees, he is bewildered. He sees that all the Gopsakhas and the calves, they were playing exactly as he had seen them before kidnapping them. So Krishna, he manifested himself, expanded himself in all the calves, in all the Gopsakhas, and even all the paraphernalias. So all the Gopsakhas, they have a bugle, then they have their stick to tend to the cows. All the calves, they have their bell. And then Krishna also expanded himself into the lunch box, and in the lunch there was curd rice, so he expanded himself into curd rice and everything. He expanded into everything, exact replica copy. And then Brahmaji was bewildered. What is this? He runs back to his abode, and then he sees that they are sleeping. The people he had kidnapped, the calves and the Gopsakhas. He comes back and he sees, no, they are playing here. Again he goes back, he sees that they are sleeping here. He comes and he sees that they are playing. Now, a very interesting thing is that one moment of Brahmalok is a year of Dhartilok. So where we are, if 1 year goes by here, so in the Brahmalok it's only one moment. 12 months of our Dhartilok, where we are, the Mrityulok, is 1 day of Swargalok. As you go higher, the time becomes short and short. For instance, I had given this example that a mosquito, its lifespan is only 3 days. A mosquito lives for 3 days, but those 3 days are his entire lifetime. For him, those 3 days would be 100 years. But calculate from a human perspective, it's only 3 days. Similarly, one moment of Lord Brahma's abode is 1 year of this earth. Okay? So Lord Brahma kidnaps, goes back, realizes he might have done a mistake, comes back, it's 1 year gone. And in those 1 year, Lord Krishna had expanded himself in all the Gopsakhas and the cows. Now, this we will cover deeply again when we are in the 10th canto, but because this point has come, so let's see the Madhurata and the secrets of Bhagavatam, or the secrets we should know about Lord Krishna. At this time, Garga Muni, he told all the gopis that, you know what, this is the best time to get your boys married. And who were the boys? They were expansion of Krishna. Krishna had expanded themselves into the Gopsakhas. And within that year, all the Gopsakhas, they got married to the gopis, to the young gopis. So that is why when Krishna does Ras Leela, people claim that how can he dance with others' wives? He did not dance with others' wives, he danced with his own wives, because he had expanded himself in all those Gopsakhas, and within those 1 year, he got married as the Gopsakhas to different gopis. So this is another secret. And this pastime is so secretive that even Lord Balram did not know about this, because he was not present on that day. Remember, it was his birthday 1 year back. Now what happened was that suddenly the gopis were too much affectionate on their children. Earlier when they would come, they would shout at them that why are you late, and you are all dirt, you have dirt covered on your body, in your clothes, this and that. But now every day when they would come back in the evening, they would be very much affectionate towards their kids. And the cows also, they were extremely affectionate towards these calves. And once Lord Balram, he suspected, he saw something very surprising, that the cows had given birth to new calves within those 1 year. But still, so it's basically that who is the youngest calf, the cow is more attached and affectionate towards that, the youngest. But in this case, Balram could see that these cows are more affectionate to the previous ones, but they are not that much affectionate or attached to the newborn calves. So he was thinking, what's going on? Am I missing something? And one day, one of the calf that was running from the hill, and the cow was running behind it. So Balram thought that now this calf is going to get some good lesson from his mother. But all of a sudden, the mother started showing love to that calf, even though it was being mischievous. So Balram then looks at Krishna. Krishna, what's going on? Am I missing something? Because this appears very strange to me. Then Krishna smiled and he tells Balram that, you know what? This is what had happened. So this is the Aishwarya of Lord Krishna, because Lord Balram is Vishnu Tattva, isn't he? He is expansion of Krishna. But Lord Krishna is a personality that can also bewilder, or who can also bewilder the other Narayan Tattvas. This is the difference between Adi Purush, that is Krishna, and the Narayan Tattva. Okay? So, this is one thing. And after that, there is also one more very interesting factor to this. And this is also a very deep secret of Bhagavatam. The secret is that the inhabitants of Vraj, no one has the right to do anything to them, not even Lord Brahma. Understood? So, they are transcendental. Everyone who is in Golok Vrindavan Dham, they are completely transcendental. No one can touch them. So it was not possible for Lord Brahma to come and kidnap them. For instance, I'll tell you a story from Ramayana. Just give me a second. There was a young girl, young lady. Her name was Vedvati. Once she was doing tapasya. Ravan was a tourist. He loved to travel. And anywhere he would see a young girl, he would try to have forceful relationship with the girl. Everyone was scared of Ravan. The word Ravan means that who will make everyone cry. That is the meaning of Ravan. So she was a very beautiful girl and she was completely absorbed in tapasya. So Ravan comes and he sees, oh, I've never seen such a beautiful girl. Who is she? So he approaches and then he starts speaking with her, but she wasn't interested. So he asks that you should be with me. Don't you know I am Ravan? I am the Lord of the three universes and no one is above me, and he was glorifying himself. But Vedvati, she wasn't paying any attention. She tried to ignore and focused on her tapasya. But then he said, no, I want to marry you. And she said, no, I am in love with Vishnu. I am going to marry Vishnu. Then he was completely, taken aback. That Vishnu, he is my enemy. How can you marry her? You should be with me. So she kept on resisting. But then he said, no, I want to have relation with you. And then he comes and he tries to catch hold of her hair. As soon as he touches her, she becomes so angry, she curses him that I will be the cause of your death and your complete dynasty. And then she sacrifices herself in the fire. When Lord Ram got exiled, Lord Ram goes with Mother Sita and he tells Mother Sita that, you know what, Raman is going to come now. You are my Shakti Tattva, he can never touch you. But for the sake of Leela, we will switch. So Vedvati, she has sacrificed herself in the fire. So she is currently with Swaha. Swaha is the wife of Agni Dev. Agni means fire. So we will, for time being, keep you with Mother Swaha. You can be with her. And then Vedvati, who sacrificed herself, she will come as Chaya Sita, because the pastime must not be interrupted. So Ravan is going to kidnap her and not you, because he can never touch you. You are my superior energy. You are my internal potency. And then we know the story. Ravan comes. So Mother Sita asks Ram that you go and you bring that deer to me, and then Ravan comes and he kidnaps. So he actually kidnaps the Chaya Sita, who was Vedvati. And then we know the story. Then Lord Ram, he has this army of monkey. He goes, he kills Ravan, and after that he comes. And then people have this crazy idea that Mother Sita had to prove herself. So the reason is this, that the real Mother Sita, she was with Agni Devi. That was Swaha, Mother Swaha, wife of Agni. And Vedvati came out from Agni, so she had to go back there, and the real Mother Sita had to come with Lord Ram now. So that is the reason the Chaya Sita, that is Vedvati, she goes, and the real Mother Sita, she comes back from the test, Agni Pariksha. And then Vedvati, because she had desired, she was doing penance to get Lord Vishnu as her husband. When the kalp changed, when the time changed, she became Padmavati and she got married to Balaji, who is worshipped even in the southern part of India today. So this is the story. The whole point is, I wanted to clear doubt because this is a very common doubt, especially in India, that how could your God take test of his own wife. So this is the correct understanding why he did what he did. And second thing is, the point was that the energy of Krishna can never be touched by anyone ordinary. What to speak of ordinary, not even Lord Brahma can touch. So Lord Krishna had already replicated the calves and the gopsakhas, whom Lord Brahma had kidnapped. So this is the story, and that is the meaning that Muhyanti Yat Suraya, that even the greatest Lord Brahma, who is Ved personified, who is completely made of intelligence from his head to his toe, even he got bewildered by the potency of Lord Shri Krishna. Tejavari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha. So similarly, Lord Krishna created an illusion in front of Lord Brahma. And because of that illusion, this has happened. There are so many things. Muhyanti yat suraya. So Surya means all the great demigods and all the great personalities, even like Narad Muni. So once Narad Muni, he goes to Dwarka. Dwarka is the place where Lord Krishna used to reside with his 16,108 queens. So he had 16,108 different palaces for each queen. This is already wonderful to understand, but what Narad Muni saw is even more wonderful. He sees that he goes to the first palace where Lord Krishna is being fed by Mother Rukmini. So she is feeding Lord Krishna. As he steps out and enters a different palace, he sees that Lord Krishna, he is playing chess with Satyabhama. Now it's very bewildering to him. Then he goes to the third palace, and there he sees that Lord Krishna, he's sleeping. In the fourth, he sees Lord Krishna doing something else, all at the same time. So it's like sometimes in the movie they show that, okay, all the 10 years together, that this happened in year 1, year 2, but this is all happening at the same time. Narad Muni is completely bewildered. What is going on? The same person in different palaces is doing different activities at the same time. It's like time traveling and everything for him. That, am I dreaming? Is this real? What's happening with me? So Tejavari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha. So Muhyanti yat surya, we covered that. And then what happens is, though he is transcendental, Tejavari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha. He is transcendental, but by three sargo mrisha, by his illusion, he appears to be an ordinary person, a gwala. So Shishupal could never understand who this Krishna is. He would treat Krishna, his enemy, and just like an ordinary person. Shishupal, and then there was Duryodhan, all these people, they would think Krishna as some gwala, and moreover, he has some siddhis. He is a Mayavi. He knows some tricks. He has maybe some magic powers, and because of that, he gets away every time. But he is just an ordinary person. So he is transcendental. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vedi tatvata tattva deham punarjanma na iti mameti suarjuna. 4.9 Bhagavad Gita. But because of his own energy, his own potency, he makes others believe that he is an ordinary person. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samanvita. Modhoyam na bijanati lok mamajam abhayam. 7.25 Bhagavad Gita. So this is the meaning. After that, dhamna svena sadam nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. Satyam param dhimahi, we have understood it in description that we meditate on, that Vasudev. Dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam. So dhamna, dham means dham, Mathura or Vrajdham. So this is the mercy of the Dham, that using this mercy, Lord Krishna, he destroys any ignorance a devotee has regarding him. He also gives darshan of his Swarup to his devotees, and that darshan destroys their illusion. Now, in the previous explanation of this line, Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam, Kuhakam meant kutark, or the unnecessary debate. But that unnecessary debate was by the non-devotees who have no idea about Krishna. But here, what Chakravarti Pad is trying to explain is that sometimes there are pure devotees or there are new devotees, and they also get bewildered. He really God. They have their own doubts in some way or the other. So by Dham, Dhamna means Dham, Mathura or Dwarka, so he calls them to live in the Dham, Vrindavan, Mathura, and all the other Dham. And by that, he uses that Dham potency to cover their, remove their ignorance. And also he gives direct darshan to them. There was a person in the Dhanur something, I don't remember the name. He was in complete awe and love with a prostitute. And he was so mad after her that in daytime, when the sun was at its peak, he would face that lady, keep an umbrella, and he would walk backwards. Why? Because he was so much captivated by her eyes. He said, I don't want to blink, I don't want to miss even a fraction of a second. I just want to see her entire life, my entire life. So he would walk backwards so that he could constantly keep looking at her eyes, and he would hold an umbrella so that she can be away from the heat. Now Ramanujacharya, he saw this wonderful thing, and he says, wow, look at this devotee of that lady. So he calls him. He says, what's this? What are you doing? So he says, you know what? She's so beautiful, don't you see? I don't want to miss my life. I want to see her at every single moment of my day. So he asked, what do you like about her? So this person says, her eyes, they are the most beautiful eyes I have ever seen. So he says, okay, fine. If I show you eyes that are more beautiful than hers, then what? So then he says, if you do that, I will completely devote my life to that person. So he says, okay, fine, let's go. And then he goes inside the temple. So he says, where are you taking me? So he says, I'm going to show you the most beautiful eyes. So he says, but I have seen this, you are going to show me this deity, right? I have seen this deity millions of times. Don't waste my time, please. He says, come on, let's go together. So he goes, and then this time, this person, he sees Lord Krishna face to face inside that deity. And by the mercy of Ramanujacharya, Lord Krishna shows his real eyes to that person. And from that moment onwards, that person becomes a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. He completely forgets about that prostitute, and he devotes his entire life to taking care of the deity. Because he says, I have never seen, and I don't think there is anything more beautiful than these eyes. That was by the mercy of a pure devotee, Ramanujacharya. So Lord Krishna, what he does is, Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam. Dhamna Sven, by the potency of his Dham, and by the potency of his Swarupa Shakti, he destroys the ignorance, he destroys the illusion that is inside a devotee, so that they can become pure devotee. As Chakravarti Pad says, that the first Hare Krishna Mahamantra that we have said in our life, that Hare Krishna Mahamantra has the potency to counteract all our sins. So remember we spoke about the three types of karma. There is sanchit karma, then there is prarabdha, and then there is kriyaman. So when the first time we have said Hare Krishna, it clears all three, sanchit, prarabdha and kriyaman. But the problem is that we keep on making mistakes even after that. That is the first problem. And why do we need to chant 16 rounds every day? So Chakravarti Pad then explained, we need to continuously take the name of Lord Krishna because until and unless we have developed the love for him, we won't be able to go back. So our sins are cleared, provided we don't make any mistake going forward. So if we have chanted Hare Krishna like Ajamil took the name Narayan and he did not commit any offense after that. So the Jamadutas, they were not able to touch Ajamil, isn't it? So just now we saw that Lord Brahma was not able, he did not kidnap the real Gopsakhas and the calves, but they were replica. Ravan did not kidnap the real Mother Sita. She was Vedvati, who was Chaya Sita. Similarly, the Yamadutas, they were not able to touch Ajamil because the Vishnu Dutas were present because he had taken the name Narayan. Though he did not take it consciously, but he uttered the word Narayan. And after that, because he was almost about to quit his body, he did not commit any offense. So scriptures say that once you do that, then no ordinary person can touch you. Then you are completely in the jurisdiction of Lord Krishna. So because we have chanted Hare Krishna, it is guaranteed that now we will be under the jurisdiction. We are in the jurisdiction of Lord Krishna. But unless we develop that love for God, we won't be able to go back. So now what happens is, seeing our endeavor again and again, this person is chanting his 16 rounds every day, Mangalarti every day, following all the principles every day. So then finally, when Krishna has his mercy, so dhamna svena sada nirastakuhkam, all the illusions are gone that is Krishna God, is someone else God, is there God, is God having a form, is he formless? Everything will be destroyed by Krishna. If we have come to that path, means that we have come through this process. And then dhamna. Dhamna does not necessarily mean that we go and we start residing in Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka or any pilgrimage. Dhamvas means that wherever we are mentally conscious of that dham. If 24 hours we are thinking about Vrindavan, so we are Dhamvasi, then we are actually a Brajvasi. Because if we go to Vrindavan and we are not conscious, so that does not have much, there will be some effect of course because it is Dham. But like Prabhupada was in Radha Damodar temple. He would do his sadhana and everything. He was among the devotees and he would attend Mangal Aarti and all the Govardhan Parikrama and everything he would do. He was living the best life possible for a devotee. But he leaves Vrindavan and goes to the West world to preach. He had the mood of Vrindavan always with him. So wherever he went, there was Vrindavan. So similarly, Dhamna Swain means that once we are conscious of this, we are always conscious of the glories of Vrindavan, that Lord Krishna is going to kill all our doubts from within. And then Satyam Param Dhimahi, then we are going to completely meditate on Shri Krishna. Now there are many things that, what is this Satyam? So Satyam has been mentioned so many times in the scriptures. I again have so many references that whenever the word Satyam comes, Satyam only comes for Lord Shri Krishna. 10:26 Bhagavatam, it says, Satyam Vratam Satya Param Pri Satyam Satyasya Yonim Nihitam Cha Satye Satyasya Satyam Vrita Satya Netram Satyatmakam Tam Sharanam Prapanna. So the demigods, when Lord Krishna was inside the womb of Mother Devaki, the demigods came and then they pray. This is called Garbha Stuti. Garbha means womb and Stuti means to pray. So they are saying you are Satyavrat. Satyavrat means that if you take a vow, no one other than you can break that vow. For instance, if we take a vow, if I say to any of the devotees here that, you know what, I will reach your house within next 40 minutes. This is my vow. I give you my words. But 40 minutes later, I will call and say, I'm really sorry, Prabhuji, I was stuck in traffic. Isn't it? Or something happened. I started late from my house. So our vrat is not that powerful. But if Krishna says that I will reach within 5 minutes, he will reach in 5 minutes. So that is Satya Vrat. Satya Param. There are so many things. So these devotees, they are saying that you are present in creation. Satya Param means you are present in creation, maintenance, destructions of this universe. And then they are praying to Lord Krishna. They are praying that please, Lord Krishna, you protect us. So now just understand, Lord Krishna is not even born. He is inside the womb of Mother Devaki. And then they are praying, all the demigods, they are praying to him that please protect us. Can you understand this? That we go for we ask protection from Garda, from police or the big people who are actually holding some power. But here, an unborn child, what power an unborn child has? No power, isn't it? If you see from a material perspective. But that proves that Krishna is Param Devata. Because even in Damodarashtakam, he is called Devata. Namo Deva Damodarayam Vishnu, right? So Devata word also comes for Krishna many times. Like this word Atma can be referred to both soul and the body. Similarly, the word Devata is referred to both demigods and Lord Krishna. But Krishna is not an ordinary Devata. Krishna is Param Devata. Because even the Devatas, they are doing Garbhastuti to Krishna that please protect us. So that is the Satta, Satyam Param Dhimahi. He is Param Devata. His Satta. Satta means his kingdom is always topmost. And I meditate on that person. Even Mahabharata 5:68-12 says, Krishna is in Satya and Satya is in Krishna. Because every Satya comes from Krishna, Govind is known as Satya. So in scriptures, wherever Satya comes, it denotes Krishna. If we understand the secret of the Vedas, do you know that everything, Sare Gama Padha Sa, Om, everything is meant to glorify Krishna. Whenever Mother Saraswati speaks, whatever she speaks, it is only to glorify Krishna, but we don't understand. For instance, we have seen a glimpse in Bhagavad Gita when Duryodhana says Paryaptam and Aparyaptam, isn't it? He says that our strength, because Bhishma Pitama is on our side, and the strength of the Pandavas is aparyapt, non-sufficient, because Yudhishthir Maharaj is, and Bhim Sen is nothing in front of compared to Bhishma Pitama. But then Mother Saraswati comes and she flips the words, meaning, right? So we covered that in Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, everything that Mother Saraswati says is only in the glorification of Krishna. The deeper we understand the Shastras, the scriptures, then we are going to understand the secret that everything that was spoken by her was to glorify Krishna, but we could not understand that at particular point because we didn't have that developed consciousness. Okay? So I think, this is today's session. So I'm going to stop here. This is one of the explanation given by Chakravarti Path. Then we will try to understand different explanation as well. And then after that, very soon we are going to start with Prabhupada's purport of first 1.1.1, and then we'll move on with Bhagavatam. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and I will ask if there is any questions. I already see a hand by Khushi Mataji. Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Prabhuji, my question is, during the lecture, शुरुआत में आपने बोला था कि कृष्ण भगवान ने अपना स्वरूप दिखाया था. So, exactly how many people can we come to know कि एक तो अर्जुन को अपना स्वरूप दिखाया था रणभूमि पर, and anyone else?
Millions of them, Mataji. We cannot count.
How come? But we know that when he was giving Gita knowledge to Arjun, he had stopped time. उन्होंने समय रुका दिया था, and then he was giving the lecture to Arjun. So then how can we say कि उन्होंने अपना विश्व रूप दर्शन सबको दिया? Because he had stopped
No, I
time.
am
Only
saying-
Arjun could
So-
see and hear
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
right?
No. So what is your question? Is it related to Bhagavad Gita or today's session?
Today's
I don't-
session, आपने
Okay.
आपने शुरुआत आपने कहीं तो बीच में बोला था कि भगवान ने अपना स्वरूप दिखाया था.
No, I said that Dhamna Sven Nirasta Kuhakam, meaning that Lord Krishna, he breaks the illusion or
Okay.
ignorance of the devotees by showing his Swarup Shakti. So I said devotees, the
Okay.
pure devotees.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes. Any other question?
Prabhu, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Prabhu, you said that at the time of taking birth, like Lord Krishna at the time of taking birth on Mother Earth, at that time demigods prayed for Lord Krishna. Did I hear that correctly, Prabhu?
Yes. Not demigods. So, okay. This I never spoke in today's lecture. I spoke that Drona and Dhara, they prayed to get a child, Krishna as their child. And Prishni and Sutapa, they prayed to have a child like Vishnu. This is what I said.
Okay. I'm so sorry, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes, Akash Prabhu.
So Prabhuji, from Krishna, the expansion was like in the next birth was Vasudev, and from Sutpa it was Devki. From Drona it was Nand, and Dara from Yashoda Maiya.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Just confirm that now.
Yeah, right. So Prishni and Sutapa, then there was another incarnation of Manu. Manu and Shatrupa, they go on to become Shutpa and Prishni. So Manu and Shatrupa were the father and mother. They were Dashrath and Kaushalya. So remember, Lord Ram came before. And then they again prayed, and then they come as Devaki and Vasudev. Okay? Yes, Suman Mataji.
Hare
Do you have a
Krishna.
question? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. In today's lecture, we discussed that Sutapa and Krishna, they ask for Lord
Prishni.
Krishna.
Yes.
They ask Lord that they want a son like Lord,
Hmm.
right? And Drona
Right.
and Dara ask Lord as their son.
Hmm.
So, it's just a little bit confusing for me when they said they want a son like you, but they
Yeah.
got Krishna. I mean, both of the families got Lord Krishna only. So
Yes.
how Lord Krishna is a son like Lord for Vasudeva and Devaki, and how he is Lord the son for
So
Nand
Mataji, this you cannot understand. I cannot explain, and you can never understand this. This is why it is called Achintya. We can never understand Lord Krishna. So this is just starting, don't worry. When we reach till 10th canto, maybe in this lifetime or some other lifetime, then slowly by the mercy of Krishna only you are going to understand. So just basic example I will explain you. Let's say I go to a chocolate factory, okay, and I tell them that I need cornetto chocolate, okay, and then second I will say that I need chocolate flavor. So it could be cornetto, it could be quality walls, it could be Amul, it could be the flavor will be chocolate, but the company might change. I will just say I want anything from chocolate, right? But on the first hand, I said I only need cornetto chocolate. So you get the difference? That they said that I want a child like you. So then Narayan comes, I want you as my child. So Krishna comes. There is no difference between Krishna and Narayan. As I said, Krishna, Vishnu and Ram, they are not three different people. They are one personality. Okay? But they assume different roles. For instance, every killing that was done, the killing of Putana, killing of Aghasur, Bakasur, Kans, these were all done by the Narayan Tattva. Okay, so there are two personalities within a single body. For instance, in my body there are two different things, right? I am a soul and I also have Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vishnu, super soul. So I have two souls inside my body. If someone is possessed, if a ghost enters the body, then they have more than two souls inside their body. Isn't it? We say that he or she is possessed.
Right.
For instance, if like Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur had three souls. He had Prahlad Maharaj, he had Haridas, and he had Lord Brahma. And also Paramatma. So four souls in that sense. So there can be different combinations. These are all very achintya, means it's inconceivable. We cannot understand because there is no study of soul actually, other than what scriptures we have, the Vedic scriptures. So that is why when Krishna used to kill anybody, so that was not the Krishna, that was the Narayan Tattva. That would kill. And when Krishna was performing the sweet pastimes with Mother Yashoda, the Damodar Leela, and with Radharani and the gopis and the Gop Sakhas, when he was playing with the cows, when he was playing with his Gop Sakhas, Kaliya Nritya and all those things, so that was Krishna and not Narayan.
Right, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Difficult to understand, but slowly, like Ito Narsimha, Parato Narsimha, Yato Yami, Tato Narsimha, Bahir Narsimha, Hridaye Narsimha. Here Narsimha, there Narsimha, front Narsimha, back Narsimha, outside Narsimha, inside Narsimha. So everywhere there is Narsimha. When I gave this example before that, when Mother Parvati comes to test Lord Ram, when he was exiled and he was looking for Mother Sita, he was crying. He was asking the trees, the leaves and everyone, have you seen my Sita? Have you seen my Sita? So she was thinking, how can this be God? She said to Lord Shiv that you must be mistaken. He cannot be God. He said, no, he is God. He is my God. Then she said, I want to test. He said, please don't do that. But no, I want to test. I cannot believe he's God. Okay, then you go. I will sit back, Mahadev says. She goes, and as she goes, Lord Ram says, oh, Mother Parvati, why did you come alone? This is a forest. You shouldn't be alone here. Where is our Mahadev? And then she was embarrassed. And when she turned around, she sees Ram, Sita, Lakshman in all the four directions and millions of Ram, Sita and Lakshman. So even the illusory energy, she got bewildered. Right? So he can bewilder even her. So it's very difficult to understand him. But yeah, we can just try to understand. And when our sadhana increases and we get the mercy, then slowly we will understand these things.
Hari Bol, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hari Bol. Yes, Akash Prabhu. Please unmute if you are speaking. I don't know. Your hands are raised. I'm not sure if you want to ask. Yes. Yes.
Prabhuji, can I ask if he is not answering?
Yes.
Prabhuji, वो गलती से हो गया था.
Okay, no problem. Yes, Madhaji, please go ahead.
I have three questions. Just now you were explaining about soul and super soul, right? So super soul, you said is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vishnu.
Vishnu.
So in every person, the soul is there and the super soul is there. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vishnu, if it is present in us, then how can the third soul, which could be a ghost or a possessed, how can it enter the body when it's when Vishnu is already there?
Good question.
Did you understand my question?
Do you want me to answer now or after you ask all the three questions?
No, you answer this, then I'll ask this next, and then I'll ask the
Okay,
next.
perfect. So Krishna as Paramatma is a Sakshi.
Okay.
right? I gave this example that a judge, if the son of a judge is standing in the custody, so the judge cannot say, because he is my son, I will not punish him. By the law of that state or that country, the judge is bound to give jurisdiction to his child. Similarly, Paramatma is silent. Paramatma never does anything. He is just an observer, like a judge. So like during the examination, the examiner does not say anything. He or she is just roaming around, and the student, they give their exam. So he's quiet. Once the examination is done, then the examiner checks the paper. So similarly, the judge, he is just an observer. Because I have done, let's say there is a devotee living in Vrindavan or living in any dham, or let's say a devotee, Dikshit and everything. But unfortunately, he or she does fall into wrong habits, breaking the four regulative principles, murdering someone, or whatever reason it could be. So the next life, they go and become a Brahma Rakshas. We discussed this, right? So Brahma Rakshas is a demoniac yoni, but because they were pious before, they were a devotee, so they will get the body of a Brahma. Brahma means knowledgeable, but at the same time a demon, a Rakshas. So now here what happens is that Lord sitting as Paramatma will never interfere, because this is the karma. Like the judge cannot interfere saying that I will not punish my child. No, he has to. Similarly, Lord Krishna has made this rule that when I come as Paramatma, then you don't expect, then I will give you the judgment. But when I come as Krishna, then I can have some like the matters will be in my hands. You get it? So the same judge in his house, he can slap the child and not drag him to the court.
Okay. Can I ask the next question now?
Yes.
During the lecture, you had said that through his Maya, Lord Krishna was born in the jail as well as parallelly at Nand Baba's house. But what we know of is he was shifted, taken by Nand Baba when all the guards and all fall asleep, and then he was taken to Nandgaon. So how is that, what is real? What you just said, that he was born...
What I said is based from the scriptures, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll tell you.
Okay.
Lord Balram was born first, and then a year later, to Nand and Yashoda, there were twins born. And the twins were, there was Krishna and Yogamaya. They were twins. People only know that Krishna was born of Yashoda, no. So even Yogamaya was born from Yashoda. And then Narayan was born of Mother Devaki. Nanda Baba takes Narayan, crossing Yamuna to Gokul. And there it was dark, because this is midnight and it was Amavasya. So Narayan and Krishna merges and become one. And then there was this Yogamaya, Durga Devi. He carries her, takes her back. And this is Durga Devi who gives darshan to Kans. So this is the real story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
It's not related to today's lecture, but if you feel like answering.
Please.
ISKCON में हम लोग सिर्फ नरसिम्हा आरती करते हैं. So is there a specific reason for that अवतार of कृष्ण भगवान? या वैसे तो कई सारे अवतार है, तो why only that अवतार की महिमा की जाती है या उसी अवतार की आरती की
very
जाती
nice question. Yes, just give me a sec. Yeah, I'll switch my earbuds. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Hare Krishna, am I audible? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
So if we see our altar, if you go to any temple in ISKCON and if you see, so we will have Radha Krishna deities in the center. And then there would be Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, or God Nitai, or Ram, Sita, Lakshman, Hanuman. And then there will be Prabhupada and Tulsi Maharani and the Guru Shishya Parampara, Shad Goswamis and the Panchatattva. But so these are all Madhurya. Madhurya means that God Nitai, Radha Krishna, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, these are all in the Madhurya Bhav, loving relationship. But then there is Narsimha Dev. Now Narsimha Dev is in different forms. There is Ugra Narsimha, there is Prahlad Narsimha, there is Lakshmi Narsimha. But the reason Narsimha Dev was installed, because initially in Mayapur and in different parts of ISKCON, when ISKCON was growing popular, then there were many thieves and thugs and dacoits who would come and they would steal the jewelry from Radharani, and they would steal the bricks from the temple and all these things, especially in Mayapur, because that time it was dominated by such people, that area. So when Prabhupada got to know this news, and he got from 3 different temples across the world that this has been going on in ISKCON, at that time he wrote a letter and said to everyone that immediately you install Narsimha Dev. Why? Because he is Bhakti Vigna Vinashak. We are doing Bhakti. But when we do Bhakti, there are many Vigna. Vigna means there are many obstacles in the path of Bhakti. So that is why you see that in amidst all the Madhurya, peaceful deities, we have Narsimha Dev. Because to reach to that stage of peacefulness, we need our all obstruction to be removed. And that is why this special feature form of Narsimha Dev. And Prabhupada actually said that the devotees will be very much attracted to Narsimha Dev. Anyone who is a devotee, he is, very much attracted to Narsimha Dev. And on the other hand, the non-devotees or the demons, atheists, they will fear Narsimha Dev. So this was the reason he installed. And we sing Narsimha Arti every day in the morning and evening.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yes.
Can I ask one more question if there's no one else?
Yes, please, yes.
Just now you referred if a person, I'm just giving you a hypothetical situation and then I'll come to my question. Suppose a devotee has got Dikshit at the age of 20. He has followed all the 4 principles very rigorously and properly, what is mentioned. And say maybe at the age of 45, 50 or even later, like 25-30 साल भक्ति और वो नियम पालने के बाद भी for any XYZ reason he gets possessed. Then how does it justify? Like फिर तो भगवान की इतनी भक्ति की है ना, तो even though if we compare it कि पिछले किसी जन्म का होगा, that is why he got possessed. But इतने साल तो
possessed you mean by ghost?
Yeah, whatever that way. या black magic या जो भी बोलते हैं वैसा. तो फिर how does मतलब
Okay, so
how does that justify कि भगवान की इसी जन्म में अच्छे से करने के बाद भी क्यों हुआ? Couldn't God just overcome that? या उनको वो devotee को वो होना नहीं चाहिए था?
Yeah, I got the question. So if someone is following very nicely, not making any mistakes, following whatever their guru has said, then they wouldn't be facing these problems. If they are facing despite, for instance, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our Prabhupada, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, every one of them have faced this. There was a devotee in Russia and they were jailed because they were into Hare Krishna movement, and Hare Krishna movement was not considered very good in Russia. Now what happened was that they did everything, but they were asked that you have been brainwashed, you quit chanting this Hare Krishna, you quit this movement, you quit, but they were not quitting. And then they did everything. They used to beat that devotee, they used to, I think there was a Mataji, and they would torture her like anything. And when they understood that nothing is going to work, then they called a tantric. You know tantric, right? Everyone knows. So tantric is a person who can call ghosts and spirits. And then they called that tantric and they said that you do whatever you have to do, the black magic on this lady, but we want this Hare Krishna out of her system. We don't want her to chant this anymore. And when she thought that now this is heights and they are calling a ghost upon me and the ghost is going to kill me, then something very wonderful happened. So this tantric, the lady who was supposed to call ghost on this devotee, she started shaking, and she was shaking. So the people behind that room, they asked her, "What's wrong? Why are you shaking? She should be shaking instead." So this lady, the tantric, I don't know what, ghostbuster or whatever they are called. So she said, "Don't you see?" They said, "What?" She said, "Don't you see there is an old man standing behind this lady and he's gesturing me, don't touch her or I will kill you." And that old man was Prabhupada. There have been so many cases where the devotees were in danger, and then the next day the people who wanted to kill or do bad things to the devotee come and say that, "Didn't you see, we see those two boys who were protecting you. Krishna and Balram came to protect you, or Narsimdev protected you, Jagannath came and protected you." There are so many stories like this. So when someone is completely surrendered to Krishna and they are following everything, yes, there might be some karma, but a guru, I know personally devotees who are facing these things, black magic or whatever these things are, negative energy. But one who is surrendered to a guru, they have told secretly that, "You know what, Guru came and saved me." So there have been so many instances like this that yes, there are our prarabdha. The prarabdha will play a part because Sudama was a pure devotee, but he did just one thing, and he ate once without offering it to Krishna when they were going out in the rain, and there was some chana given by the Guru Mata, and he thought that Krishna might not be hungry, so let me eat his portion as well. But because of that, he became Daridra, and he had to suffer his entire life. But the thing is that this is not to, Sudama was not actually suffering. Externally he might be, but internally he was always absorbed in the meditation of Lord Krishna. So sometimes Krishna does this pastimes, leelas, to make a statement to the devotees, to others. So for instance, no negative energy can touch Prabhupada or Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Even Bhakti Vinod Thakur, once there was a Pakhandi Baba and he was trying to pose as God. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur then challenged him. He said, "No, this is wrong." And he was very popular at that time. Almost everyone in Bengal started worshipping that person. And then Bhakti Vinod Thakur said, "No, this is wrong. You are not God. You can never be God." And that person actually, he was a mystic person and he was really powerful. And he did black magic on Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur's health started deteriorating. His family started paying the price, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur was sick and his son was sick and everything. So people say, "You said that you have offended God. Please go and beg for forgiveness." But then Bhakti Vinod Thakur stood his ground. He said, "No, let Krishna test me today, but I am going to show the whole world that this person is not God. He is just a pretender. He is a Pakhandi." And then ultimately the truth came out in front of everybody, and that person had to surrender, saying that, "Yes, I cheated all of you." So sometimes Krishna, he tests the devotees, and through those devotees he makes a statement to the entire world that even after testing so much, my devotee did not give up my devotion. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a pure soul. He could have just said that, "Why are you doing this to me, Krishna? I am vouching for you, I am doing everything for you, but you are making me go through this hell." But he did not do that. He had full conviction on Krishna. So you see, he tests and he shows the entire world that even in this situation, how you must stand your ground, how you must be devoted towards me. Does that help?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Yeah. Any other question? Okay. So we discuss a lot of things in Q&A, right? So we go from time traveling to ghosts and everything. So yeah, good. Fine. So if there is no questions, so we will stop here. Is there a question, Mataji? Suman Mataji, you're trying to say something?
Hello, Prabhu.
Hello.
Okay, fine. So thank you for that.
One question I want to ask, please.
Yes, and good Prabhu, please.
Yeah. You said that they were different. The calves that were calves and cows that were produced by Krishna were different from the original.
Yeah.
What were the differences between the one brought in by Krishna and the original?
Different
What was
as
the
in
difference?
Krishna had hidden the original one and he had already replicated.
Yes.
Yeah, so these were the replicated one that Krishna had created, an illusion for Brahma. So when Lord Brahma came and he saw Krishna playing with the calves and the boys, so actually these were all just, toys, like they were not real calves and they were not real Gopsakas.
Yes.
From the very starting, Lord Brahma was already in illusion. That is why it is called Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had hidden the original ones.
Is it because of the mannerism? Because they were very, their mothers were very loving to them when they came to the house, came back from the house. Is it the behavior, the mannerism, that they were more lovable?
So the first point Krishna is making here is the inhabitants of Braj.
Yeah.
They are, no one can touch them. No one have access to them, not even Lord Brahma, who has created this material universe, but he has no jurisdiction over the spiritual Golok people. That is the first statement. Okay? Second is, Krishna wanted that personal relationship with the mothers, Vatsalya Bhav, and also with the cows. So he expanded himself into the calves and the Gopsakas. Second. Third, he knew that there is going to be Ras Leela few years from now. So he got married to all the gopis. Why? Because these gopis were in the previous Yuga the Rishi Muni who wanted to marry Lord Ramchandra. And then Lord Ram said, I have taken a one wife vow, that I am only going to be married to a vow. So in my next birth, when I come in my full potency, Purna Purushottam avatar, then I will get married to each one of you. So this is why he did it. That's why he could get married.
That's when he came as Krishna, Lord Krishna. Yeah, that's right.
Right. Yeah?
Yeah.
So these are few points, and then there could be more deeper meanings which I have no idea right now. But as we explore, we might not explore, but as we dive into it and try to get the mercy of our Acharyas, Prabhupada, then we can understand more deeper.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yes, thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, fine. So, yes, Mataji.
I want to ask you one question. In Vrindavan Nidhivan, there are so many trees. All these trees are gopiyas, right? And Lord Krishna married to them, those 16,000 gopis, right?
16,108, they are Mahishis. Mahishis are the queens, and gopis are different. Okay? So the queens are from Dwarka, and the gopis are from Vrindavan. These are two different places. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Yes, Hari. Okay, so yes, Pratik Prabhu, is there any question or?
Just one thing, Prabhu. You said, right, that when you were giving an answer to the question about why we do Narsimha Devati, you said that there were thieves in Madhpurana. But aren't they, in a way, like lucky, right? Like, there are thieves everywhere, right? Like, but they get to steal from the temple itself, right? There must be something good even in
of
their...
Of course. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, at that time, all the Vaishnavas, they were saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And then there were some non-Hindus from different religious background. And they sarcastically, to mock the Vaishnavas, they also said Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So they were not saying out of devotion. They were saying this to mock the Vaishnavas. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrapped up his Leela, he took everyone back to Golok Dham. So even though they were not doing it out of devotion, they were doing it out of mocking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Vaishnavas, still they got the mercy. So yes, it might be the case that though they are stealing from Lord, they might get the mercy to see the God. They would have gotten the mercy. Definitely, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll call it a day now. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna. We'll meet tomorrow for Bhagavad Gita class.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
We will